All right, you fish keepers, listen up. I wanted to go over it again with the bladder snails. I bought 40 bladder snails, 30 or 40. I put 30 in. They gave me more than I ordered. In with the bladder snails were some Ramhorn snails. Now, bladder snails will eat green algae and diatom algae, which is brown, on the glass. I've observed them. They're incredible. Within one day, you'll notice the difference on your glass. You'll see that they're going to do the job. In other words, you set up your fish tank, and after several weeks of having the light on, you start getting algae everywhere. Now you'll get three kinds of algae normally. You'll get green algae, which is normal. You'll get brown, which is diatom. That comes from your water system. You get that when you first start a tank. Now, the bladder snails will eat both the green and the brown when it's on the glass. I don't know how they're going to do on the sand that I have. Right now, you can see in the frame, and one to the left there going down, is a Ramhorn snail. They like blue-green algae. Now, blue-green algae is algae and bacteria together. Read up on it. Uh, the bladder snails do not like blue-green algae, so I got lucky, and in with the 40 snails I bought, there were 8, and they are getting bigger in a week. Ram horn snails? Okay, they eat the blue-green even at night. This patch here in front of the camera, you can see those 3 there in the background. Even at night, they've been working on the blue-green, which is some bacteria. And that algae came from the fact that I used tablets, homemade tablets. You take a tablet that's for vitamins, it's empty, and you put some ostacal, whatever, in there, and I put it down. My sand is 3 inches deep, but that stuff, after the tablet dissolves, the ostacal mixes with the water, and it comes up to the top. It gets in the tank, and when you overfeed your fish, or in this case, I had too much fertilizer, you'll get blue-green algae, and nothing likes blue-green. They have all these different. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the Ramhorn snails eat blue-green. See, I'm telling you what I'm actually observing here. These other guys that do videos, they're doing videos based on what they've heard on someone else's video. I had a tank that was totally full of algae, and I have live plants. Oh, and the bladder snails go up and down the plants and totally clean the plants. Now, the plants I have are Amazon swords. The other one is a Malaysian sword. They've totally cleaned those, spotless. And then I have Sagittarius. They got those spotless, and those are the bladder snails. And bladder snails are very tiny. They can travel up and down on the plants, and they will clean algae off them. Now, I don't know if they'll do, was it bearded algae or any of those, but I'm telling you, they do green algae and diatom algae when it's on the glass, when it's on the plants. I've been watching them when they go across the gravel and they go over the blue-green. They don't stop. They just keep going. They don't seem to work on the brown algae when it's on the sand either. All right, so you got 2. I just happened to get lucky and got 2 different types of snails. And the bladder snails are workhorses, but they only eat green algae and brown when it's on the glass. Now, they've got all, 4 sides of the glass almost perfectly clean. Now, on one side, I got some black algae, and nothing's touching it. Neither one of the snails want the black algae. In the frame here, let me point to it. Right up here, right up there. Let's see if we, yeah, this is black algae. You have to kind of scrape that off the glass, and catch it in a net. Black algae is the bane, one of the banes of fish keeping. It comes in with the plants that you buy. You gotta be very careful what kind of plants you buy. So anyway, I just want to do an update on, and then people will say, well, the bladder snails will overpopulate the tank. Well, I'm going to tell you something. You get yourself a large pair of tweezers, and they're for fish tanks. And I have the steel ones. I got them off probably eBay. Here they are. And those snails move so slow, if you can't pick them out. So after they get done, it's sad because they've done the job. Now anyway, you're supposed to, the most humane way is you take them out and you put them in the freezer, and it slowly puts them to sleep, and then it kills them. Other people, you squish them up against the glass and let the fish eat them. It seems sad, you know. They did their job. They're keeping the tank clean, and they're gonna meet their maker. Let's put it that way. But I just want to tell you, the Ramhorn snails, the small ones, eat blue-green algae. And I can't test other algae because I only have let's see, I have the three kinds. I have regular green algae, diatom, which is brown or black, and then I have the blue-green algae. Hopefully I did it right. Green algae, the bladder snails, brown algae, which is diatom, on the glass, the bladders will eat, and the blue-green, which is the Ramhorn snails, are taking care of that. Towards the back, there's some up towards the front. There's one up there now. He's just starting on it, but you know, it takes a while. But when you put those bladder snails in, after a few hours, once they get acquired to your tank or acclimated to your tank, you should see something right away. You should see them leaving trails. Now with the blue-green algae on the bottom floor on my sand, I was seeing tracks from the Ramhorn snails. It's very hard for me. I'm dyslexic to remember different names, but I just want to tell you, I sat there and watched them do the job. I've seen other videos on YouTube. They're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. You know, they get into the, oh, don't put snails in your tank problem. How are you going to get rid of the algae? And if you stir the gravel, it just causes the algae to go into the gravel, and then it dies, and then it makes the ammonia level go up. Now, I only have a few guppies in this tank, and it's an experimental tank. In other words, I'm trying to go back to where I've messed up. I did a planted tank one time before, and I started getting bearded algae. All that is caused by too much fertilization, too much light, are overfeeding the fish. So now I got a few guppies in there. I only give them a little pinch every morning of food, and I got the light set for 8 hours, and we're doing better now. Now we actually have a way of getting rid of these algae, but watch out for the black algae that comes in on plants. It'll form as a spot on the glass, and when you scrape it free, get it out of the tank. I think that's it. All right, that's it.